Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to NOLA Theater Talk. We hope that you're enjoying the night thus far. You saw the earlier show that we did with Bing and the Bells from the BB Stage Door Canteen of the National World War II Museum. Really happy that those of you who saw it saw Rich Arnold and a couple of the Victory Bells, as well as Amanda Zirkenbach, who's the director of that project. If you didn't catch it, we'll be able to rebroadcast it later on. Again, my name is Alan Smason, and again, we broadcast it on the NOLA Theater Folk Facebook group, the theatercriticism.com Facebook page, and my own YouTube channel. And I'm very happy that tonight we have a couple of representatives for a new project being done by the NOLA Project. And let me just say that, when the NOLA Project first came into New Orleans about, it's hard to believe, 20 years ago, they were really young, had never really been associated, with New Orleans, except for a couple of the key people there. Who had said, let's come on down to New Orleans and do something really serious with theater. And the young lions at the time, and now I hate to say that they're old lions, but they definitely have become a lot more mainstay people. We're I guess really considering them as real viable parts of our theater community, and have contributed so much over the course of the last 2 decades that it would be hard for us right now to think about any a part of our theater community without incorporating the NOLA Project and all that they've done. So again, we're going to get into that. But one of the upcoming projects that they have is coming up at the end of the month. It's called Every Brilliant Thing. And we have the star of that show as well as its director, and they're both together tonight. And want to welcome, if I will, Alex Martinez Wallace on the left there with the beard, in case you don't know. And Natalie Boyd, of course, a great actor in her own right. But I believe is this your actual debut as a director, or?
Yes, technically, this is the first play I have ever directed alone. I quote unquote co-directed a show a long time ago, but that doesn't count.
Never does.
Yes,
it never does.
This is the first time I've ever directed a play.
And again, I'm just trying to not give away a lot about it, because there are a lot of things that I could probably reveal. I've never seen it yet. I've heard about the readings, etc. I've read a little bit into it. It's by Duncan Macmillan. And it's essentially the story of a young child, about 6 years old, who's confronting with a lot of adult issues. Is that basically the best way to encapsulate it?
A little bit. I mean, that's a small part of it. It's the man is fully grown when the story begins, and he touches upon various points in his life. And so that's what the story's about.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's not like a 7-year-old the whole play.
No.
So you don't have to watch Alex be a child the entire time.
Again.
Yeah.
But
I've done that
every time
before.
he's ever been on stage ever. Right.
I seem to remember there was a play that the NOLA Project did some time ago, in which you were a part of, Natalie, where you had to play like a younger person.
Yes, that was Mr. Marmalade in 2009.
That was one of the early productions y'all did, right?
It was in 2009. It's the first NOLA Project show I ever did. But I played Lucy, and she was 4.
Yeah,
for the whole play. And she had a very bad imaginary friend.
She did, but you make an impression. It's like so many other things that the NOLA Project has done. That was a project I've heard about other people doing it, but the first time I heard of the project ever was when the NOLA Project decided to do it. And
when we were young, we were really ahead of our time, and now we're just old, haggard theater people now.
So we're gonna get a little older. We'll kill a little brain cells for me on my end.
Great, sounds great.
I brought this out earlier because people got to see it, but this is my own brand of whiskey.
Whoa!
Wow!
How'd you get your own brand of whiskey?
5784. This is actually the Jewish year. 5784 was last year, 2024, and this is actually made in Israel.
Wow!
Yeah.
Great.
So
Cool.
I actually had they shipped me several bottles for me to have, and I'm working on it.
I love that. That's really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So and it's not bad. If it were in Kentucky and it was in an aged barrel, lightly charred, and stayed at least 18 months, you would call it bourbon. But in this country, they have to call it whiskey. And there you go. But we all know. Great. And Alex, you've got a little bit of I guess Scotch would be the name, right? But Wallace.
Oh
Wouldn't that-
yeah.
You know a little about
Straight from
whiskey too.
Braveheart, right?
Straight from Braveheart. No, yeah, I'm 50% Scottish, 50% Colombian.
Dangerous combination.
But I'm not drinking scotch tonight, Alan. Tonight I'm enjoying Link banana soda, all the way from Honduras.
There we go.
I have seen that, believe it or not, in some of the little shops, etc. I think I saw that actually the last time was in a restaurant in what the heck was it? San Jose, I think, California. San Jose. Yes.
Very cool. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. And Natalie, are you also going on the wagon, or did you splurge a little?
Oh yeah, no.
Diet.
I've been happily not drinking for many years now. So if you want to continue to have people like us on the show, we have to quit drinking years ago.
You know, coming into New Orleans, that probably was a little bit of a slippery slope for people coming from New York, because that's NOLA project mostly came from Tisch, right? From the Tisch store.
Yeah, most of us definitely came from Tisch. And I mean, it was the vibes of New Orleans compared to New York is drastically different. I had a friend who put it, they said that New Orleans is the cure to New York. And I thought that was well said. But when I would come from New York to New Orleans, I'd have to find a job real quick to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And I remember I came down here and I would with all my New York energy, I would hit the streets and I had all my resumes in my hand and I was walking fast. And every place I'd go into, they could feel that my vibes were wretched. And so they'd be like, no, there's nothing. And I remember being so frustrated and I was walking in the quarter and I was like, what's going on? Like, people need to, this is not it. And then I looked around and I saw everyone sort of walking real slow and taking their time. And I said, I just have to calm down.
And drink.
And yeah. And then the next place I went into was the cigar factory on Decatur Street. And I walked in and I said, y'all, I need a little job. And they said, oh, baby, we have a job. Come on in. We'll set you up. And I was like, I just had to switch energy. And so that's what I did. And that worked a treat.
So tell me a little bit about the nuances of what you're doing, the role with every brilliant thing. You're obviously playing, as Natalie's already revealed, an adult and a child. So do you I don't know how the script reads, et cetera, but I mean, do you transition easily done, or
the transition between the ages, and there's a few different ages in the story, is relatively easily done. It's not sharp. It's not jarring at all. And the character comes in and out of it. The play is somebody talking to everybody more than it is a story from beginning to end. It's closer to this is the wrong way to describe it, but it's closer to like a stand-up comedy routine in a way.
Sure, it's not that, but yes.
It's not that at all. But that's closer to what it is. It's somebody interacting and talking to the audience as if, but character work dips in and out.
Yeah, I mean, his character is literally called the narrator in the script. So he doesn't have a name. We don't know what his name is. But it's like the opposite of a comedy show.
I mean, no. It's very funny. Genuinely, it's a funny.
Oh, it is funny.
It's funny, but it's dark, but I think those things often mix very well.
And you're doing it at a venue which the NOLA project has never used before that I know of, the big couch on the corner of Desire and St. Claude, and you enter on the Desire Street side. But it's the best way. If I gave you an address like 2541 or whatever it might be, you say, where is that? If you just say St. Claude and Desire, they'll figure it out. It's really
easy. It's like 2 doors down from St. Claude. It's a big garage window storefront, very easy to see.
It's beautiful.
They're noted for doing stand-up comedy. That's kind of like, why they were created.
Yeah, they're definitely a comedy venue. They do a lot of sketch, a lot of improv, they teach improv, they teach all that stuff there also. So so it's
And I know that Fat Squirrel Productions has been doing a lot of stuff there. They had their season announcement here a week or so ago, which I was unable to make. But for those of you who are interested, it's online now. You can go check that out. But again, a fantastic opportunity for you to be at a new venue, because that's the one thing that the NOLA Project has never had to worry about was brick and mortar, right? You always
but we would like to worry about it. Like,
we would love to worry about a place. But
everybody who says that does not know what the misery of owning a
you're
theater.
probably right.
Everything
to be
else
fair,
about it.
the grass is always greener, and you don't know what we
just want a very rich person to give us a theater for free. That's what we would like.
That would be ideal.
That would be ideal.
That would be the ideal.
But it is nice that they're letting us use the theater, because we love doing plays indoors, because we never get to do that. So that's a thrill. And they have a giant lobby and bar at Big Couch, which is great for everyone. And the humans who run Big Couch are also incredibly lovely and nice and wonderful. So that's a wonderful venue.
They seem to be very, very accommodating. So I guess the question is, because a couple of times, because of the way that I don't know if it's the taxes or whatever, but if y'all are going to provide your own alcohol, or they're going to do it or whatever, I mean, y'all figure that out ahead of time, because I know that when I went to a couple of other shows, they weren't able to serve certain things because of some problem. So
I don't know.
So you all work that out. I'm talking in advance.
That's above our pay grade.
That's way above it. Yeah, I don't know what any of that is.
But I know that we're not serving alcohol.
No, we won't be doing that.
Yeah.
I'll just be giving away gallons of Diet Coke.
So right now, so Natalie, tell me a little bit. I mean, since it's your first, did you, directorial debut, as it were, did you go to anybody? To get a little bit of like a pointer or two about how to work a show like this?
Nope, didn't ask for any help from anyone.
Wow, good for you, baby.
That's not true. No, I mean, I didn't ask anyone. I have also, like Alex, done a one-person show before, so I felt confident that I could maybe figure out handling just one person. Now, the one person is you, so it's a lot to handle, but
Sure.
it's just, you're not like a wallflower. You've got a lot of personality and a lot of.
But at least you don't have to build me up.
No, my God, no.
Yeah.
Also, the other really good thing is that we've been friends for like 20 years.
Sure.
I wasn't afraid to direct Alex because I thought like Alex is a tremendously beautiful actor.
Thank you, baby.
Inside and out, specifically out. But
Thank you, baby.
But he is a beautiful actor to watch when he is acting. Like, I don't know if you remember this, but like the man has played Romeo to acclaim. Like, he's a very good actor. We forget that because he's so silly and because he does very silly roles a lot now. But like, Alex is a very beautiful actor. And so the thing I was most concerned was just like making sure that Alex turned off the charm, but like enough to be this person who is not Alex, who is not as charming as Alex, but to still keep the right amount of prowess that he has to keep an audience engaged with watching him for 75 minutes.
It's a careful balance.
It's a beautiful tiptoeing of a line.
It's
hard because there are a lot of times where he'll just say one single word and I'm like, nope, that's too sexy. It's just a single word.
So
and this character is not sexy.
Insofar as you had Alex on the project with you, I assume you didn't have to hire a separate fight coordinator.
For this,
no, you just fight yourself.
My gosh, my gosh. No.
It's just a lot of inner turmoil on this one.
Yeah. I'm alluding to the fact that Alex always gets credit as a fight coordinator in a lot of the shows that you do, etc. Yeah,
he's currently fight coordinating right now for the Tennessee Williams Company.
Yeah, and Jesuit High School and doing something with NOCA shortly as well.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, and you talked about charming. You also were a pet owner, and you had a very charming pig that you had at one point.
I did. I had a very. We don't know. He might be thriving. We don't know. I did. I had a charming pet pig, of citywide fame.
Wow, so famous. I miss Percy.
Percy the pig. What a dream.
They miss him. They miss him at Revel. I know.
Oh.
Yes, I'm
And they
sure.
just sold Wits In,
And Wits In is now going to become an oyster bar, evidently.
which is
You don't know. You don't know all the. I'll fill you in on all the permutations of what happened with Wits End, but
I'm excited to hear.
It's probably a better thing now because what happened. But let's get back to the every brilliant thing.
I guess. All right.
Yeah.
We'll stop talking about oysters.
Let me go ahead, if I may, right now. We got time to play a short clip, and anyway.
What?
Say
Wait,
that again.
We lost you for a second. One more
You need to
time.
set the clip up, or is the clip self-explanatory?
It's self-explanatory.
No, it's
Okay.
perfect. It's the way it is.
All right. So let's just take a couple of minutes or of seconds or whatever it is to check this out. Here we go. Check it out. And
What I'm about to say might be hard for some of you to understand, particularly the younger members of the audience. Back then, there was no way to communicate with anyone after midnight. There was no texting. There was no instant messaging, no Facebook, no email. I couldn't do anything except stare at what Sam had written for about 3 hours. Eventually, I decided to continue on the list where Sam had left off. 1006. All right. Number 1.
Ice cream.
Yes. Number 2.
One lens.
Very nice. Lucky number 10. Yes.
Sex.
Yes. Come on. 25. Don't be shy. 29. 23. Let's go to 112,000. 72. Lot of twos. 9,000.
Waking up late with someone you love.
Perfect.
theater for the bold.
All
That's
right.
theater for the old. That's us.
Ah.
Well, you know what? You stick around another 20 years and it will be theater for the old, probably.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
we'll only be 60.
But
Yeah, there's a lot of good roles.
Man, that's the thing though. Now that we're 40, we can play every good play we've ever wanted to be in.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
like
Alex-
right in the sweet spot of good acting parts now, which
But
I'm
think
very
about this,
excited.
Alex. One other thing, though, you're going to have a child who will be in college at that point.
It's true. It's true. Let's see. We'll see.
Let's see.
We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens to colleges. Let's
Yes.
see. Let's see how that goes. Play it by ear. We're
Anyway,
gonna roll with the punches.
so this almost seems like, and again, I can only tell from the flavor of what you had there, that there's a little bit of audience participation. Is that obviously what's going on? That it's not that script.
Tiny bit.
There's
Little
some
tiny.
audience participation,
Okay.
but it's nice.
But it's not weird. It doesn't make you feel bad.
Demure.
It's lovely. Don't be afraid of that. If you
Yeah.
don't like audience participation, it's a very safe place to be.
Oh, super safe. Yeah, it'll be nice.
It's
I'll
nice.
take good care of you.
Yes.
So, was this particular play read before by NOLA Project? Did somebody read this before in the community here? Because it seems to me I've seen something about it.
No,
I don't think so.
but James Bartell had written a one-person show which had similar aspects.
Have very similar aspects. Not the same play at all, but James Bartell wrote a show called She Remembers, which had many like readings, and then I did the Fringe Festival performance of it for like 3 weeks or whatever. And it also involves like a list of every great thing in the world about being alive. So it's very interesting that like these plays coexist and that we've done both of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and again,
No,
James
definitely
would not be, I think, going out on a limb to say James is an integral part of the NOLA project as well.
Oh,
And-
yes.
yeah.
Gosh,
Actor,
yeah.
director, but also, obviously as a writer, he's, contributed
Yeah.
quite a number of
he
different
did
aspects.
our adaptation of The Tempest for last season that he
That's-
like adapted and directed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's in many ways he's like the soul of the NOLA project.
But we do have a new artistic director who I know very well, Alex.
Yes, my wife Tanaj Wallace is the new artistic director. She has taken the helm, and I don't mean
she's fine.
To toot her own horn, but she's doing a really, really, really good job. It's remarkable to watch her steer the ship the way that she is. So confidently, she's doing a really, really good job.
And a great actor too. I mean, you know.
And director. Tanaj is a very good director.
She got chops.
Now, of course, a great mother too, I assume. So she's got a lot of
the baby's still alive, so they're doing great.
Yeah, phenomenal mother.
And the baby is very cute, which is mostly her. So like
stunning,
fantastic baby.
Yeah. Stunning baby, brave baby. We went on a long walk today. Very, very good times all the time.
So this is going to be the first time I think you've been doing a show like this, right, Alex? I mean, I don't remember you ever having done one that you weren't in a company, an ensemble.
No, I've done a few one-man shows. I did a one-man show that was written and directed by John Broder.
It was so good.
Thank you.
It was so good.
I know John. Of course, he used to be on the Big Easy theater.
Yeah.
And of course, he wrote a piece about Tennessee Williams, et cetera, that he'd done. But what was the name of this one?
Help me out there. It was a long time ago.
Don't know. It was a long time ago.
It's coming back though. I had it, and then it'll come back.
That's okay.
At this point, I've done so many shows. I can't.
But again,
I'll tell you something else. In my brain, the way I think, because I've done theater for now 35 years, and I think 35 years of 5 to 6 shows a year, most of them. Yeah. I think I have a brain disease where I very confidently commit things to memory short term only. And I let it go.
Yeah.
And so it takes me moments to connect things again. It's a problem, but it's been a whole life thing. It's not new. But then I did
Santaland Diaries.
Santaland Diaries.
Right.
See, I wouldn't have remembered the name of that show. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That I do remember. Yeah, you know, I always, that's sort of like a Christmas show. So I always kind of put the Christmas shows in a separate category. But you're right. That wasn't one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So this is his third one. Your third, right? This is the third one.
And I know AJ did a Santaland Diaries too.
He did.
AJ did it at Lachette, and you did it at JPass, right?
What was the name of the show that I did with John?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. It was really good.
But the one he did with John Broder he was a little boy and he sang a lot, and it was really good.
I don't think I'm far afield to say that most of the shows you've been involved with have been ensemble pieces, and you've contributed as a leading actor or as a featured performer in roles that were a company of players rather than.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a departure, you know. I mean,
NOLA Project doesn't normally do one-person shows. They're pretty few and far between.
Right.
We try to get as many of our team into the production as possible.
Yeah.
So this is going to start on March the 27th, and it's going to run for how many weeks?
It runs through April 6th. It's a very short performance because we don't want to kill him. So it's only 8 performances, I believe.
Wow. Okay. Well, so then I have to actually get there pretty quick.
Yes.
I recommend it.
You should come in the first 3 performances is what I'm telling everyone to do.
All right. But the good news is it's not outdoors. So no possibility of it being, canceled because of inclement weather.
Indoors, climate controlled.
And we get tickets online.
And the seats are already there. You don't have to
NOLAproject.com.
Yes, NOLAproject.com.
Okay, I'll put that up in just a second. And again, you said are you using the whole experience there? Are you using just one portion of the space that they have there,
they have
or
2 stages there?
Yes,
and we're using
the larger one.
The larger of the 2 stages.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, because I know that several other companies have decided to do like prequel parts of their the script or whatever, early on. So
That's
Not a
cool.
problem. Yeah, so that it allows them to do. I think I'm trying to remember the.
Yeah, they just did Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf there.
I did the
Yeah.
fight choreography for that.
See,
Yeah.
my God, we're all connected.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, no, we're using the main space.
And again, I'm gonna try to create the banner, but it's nolaproject.com, and anybody needs to get tickets, you can just go there and check that out.
Yes, please.
I'm assuming that you got I just wanted to make sure I get this in here right. There we go.
Thanks.
Save it. So how's that? Okay, so I'm assuming that you've got the ability now for people to print their own rather than have to have tickets held, or is that the way?
Oh my God, yeah, you don't even have to print them out because we have
We'll have your name.
all we yes, as a person who runs the box office constantly, if you just give us your name, if you've purchased a ticket, we can see it and we'll check you right in. You don't have to bring anything with you.
Yeah.
We have just a couple of minutes left. Can you give me a little bit of insight? Have you all got any plans yet to discuss what the next season's going to be yet? Have they come out with the shows yet, or I haven't seen?
No,
or
not revealed. I can say that not only do I know what the next season is, I probably know what the next season after next season is.
True.
Okay.
Because I've got the inside scoop
Yes.
that nobody else has. But I won't be revealing a single thing.
No, we can't say anything yet. But also we might even have another show for this season after this show that we have yet to announce. So but yes, we do have plans to keep making theater.
We've got surprises upon surprises lined up for your eyes.
Decades worth of plans.
So I just wanted to say, I'm delighted that you all were able to find space. I thought effective space too at the African American Museum.
Yeah.
To take up the spot where you had been for so long at the New Orleans Museum of Art.
Yeah. Also at the Lafitte Greenway. That's a good space that we've also partnered.
But again, the outdoor venues are so great when, especially in the past when you had so many opportunities for the kids to come by. So I think it's so important to have young people exposed to theater and the small venues like this probably are not as friendly for the kids. An open lawn where they can see the characters, etc., is always great. I just love that.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. But this show is great, I would say, for 8th grade up.
Okay. So even though it's adult topics, you think that
I think it's really important for kids that age group to see this play. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's important. And Alex, again, we'll get to see you in all of your finery. I'm sure that you're going to be on fire on stage. And
thank you.
And Natalie, this is your first, like you said, your debut, but hopefully many more after this too. Now that you got this one under your belt,
we'll see if it doesn't all crumble beneath us and people come and see it.
The interesting thing about a director, is that once a director does their show and it's frozen, etc., usually nothing gets changed in it. I'm assuming that's sort of the creed that you have, is it?
Yes, as a person who has done theater for 32 years, as I just realized the other day, I was like, oh wow, it's 32 years. Yeah, you usually try and do the same show every night, but I feel very confident. That's why it's been a very actor-friendly sort of directing situation for everyone.
It's really the duty of the stage manager to handle the director's responsibilities and notes, etc. At that point, So I appreciate that, and again,
we have a great stage manager, Katie Bandit.
And we never get a chance to really talk. When I do a review, I know where you all know where the stage manager is. You know how well he or she is doing. The problem is that in the audience, they really have no way of knowing how good the stage manager is or how terrible they are.
Job.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Incredibly thankless, but
Yeah.
absolutely necessary.
absolutely necessary. So we appreciate that. So I'm glad I could get a shout out for her. So, at this stage of the game, I just want to remind everybody this is a NOLA project production. It's going to have high standards. And I want to thank both, Alex and for Natalie to be here with me tonight. Stick around for just a second while I say goodbye to everybody, and we'll be right back. Again, thank you very much for being with me. This is Alan Smason, wishing you and yours a wonderful night. NOLA Theater Talk. We broadcast on the NOLA Theater Folk Facebook group, the Theater criticism.com Facebook page, and my own YouTube channel. And we'll be broadcasting this again. If you don't see it, we'll make sure that it gets shared out. So again, until next week, when we have actors from the upcoming production of Billy Elliot being brought to you by the Jefferson Performing Arts, we hope that you will be back with us next week. And until that time, I'll see you at the theater.